It's 8 o'clock on a Monday, and Anti-Tracker is shaving baby Groot. Sassy's jumping on the bed with a woo, and Stromore is typing away in the chat. It's typing away on a Saturday, and it's typing away on a Saturday, and it's typing away on a Saturday, and it's typing
It's the Anti-Tracker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulty.
What's going on, everybody? Michael J. Crawford, the Anti-Tracker here. And yes, as the name implies, this is not going to be a particularly long stream. I'm not going to lie to you, I feel like crap today. Called in sick for half of my shift at work. I feel like I'm dog tired and just run down. So I'm gonna get some shut eye after a little bit of talking to you guys. But I did want to stop in and hang out with you guys a little bit because you know what? I owe it to you. Thomas was first in the house. Cinnabon says hello. Games You Love says, to the town of Alpharetta Road, a stranger one fine day. I feel like I should know that. Mortimus says hello. Mike Richards is here from Columbus, Ohio. As always, Dragon Sword says, hey, kids, how's it hanging? Jim Carrey would say short, shriveled, and always to the left. Hello, everyone, says Commander Shran. Mark Andy says hi, and Krepla. Lieutenant Savick is in the house and says hi. And then Wife with Matthew donated $1.
Is my fluffy bottom bird Opry here? Gosh darn it, I missed snuggling with him last night. Number 2.
Number 2 for Fluffy Bottom.
I'm a better female character than you.
You would be if you didn't spend all your time with that temper tantrum meme guy.
At least I'm not the one on a show with a questionable acronym.
Take it back.
No!
Yes. Oops. Sorry to bother you.
Ah, yes. Gotta love that. So, yeah, and for those of you that are wondering what the heck, well, Live with Matthew last night apparently admitted his love for Bird O' Prey 5, and I guess Matthew and Bird O' Prey have been in a relationship for some time. They've been keeping it under wraps. So, I saw Bird's here in the chat, so we could ask him about it, I suppose. You know. Whatever. Commander Shutter says, greetings from the Pacific Northwest. Just signed the papers on to our new home. The future awaits. Awesome! Congratulations. You are now insanely in debt. Rambling Canuck says hello. Mark Andy says, congrats, Shutter. Squash steaks for everyone? Huh? MLP Debt Dealers in the house says, well, YouTube managed to both piss me off and make me sink back into depression for a bit. Yeah, YouTube will do that. Oh, man, don't... Yeah. Bird of Prey says Kapla. Chronos says first. Darren says, awesome, you went live just as Alexander was joining in on Sci-Fi Nation's channel. Well, I did warn Sci-Fi Nation, to be fair. I saw that he was streaming, and so I went over and said I was going to go live. James Fry is here from England. 47 Yorktown says hello. Krona says, do you feel beagle tired? Yes, Auntie is here with me, but yes, I feel beagle tired. You aren't infected, are you? Not that I know of, Jaeger. I don't think so. Mr. Lundell says, greetings and felicitations, hip hip hurrah, and I believe it is pronounced tally-ho. And Defiant puts $5 in. We'll see, we'll let our disembodied friend read that in just a moment. We're all infected, just get used to it. Everyone's infected. Oh, man. Darth Ball says, sounds like Life with Matthew draining the life force from you. Be well, Trek brother. Yeah, well, that's what I thought at first. Honestly. Excuse me. And here's Defiant Super Chat.
Good evening, Anti-Trekker. My good fortune is your good fortune. It's good to see you online.
Thank you so much, Defiant15. I truly appreciate it. Dang, sorry. Anyway, so let me get back to it. Like that infected like button. There it says, I find it somewhat disturbing how well your son does female voices. Well, okay. Anyway, so what I'd say, Darth Maul. So yeah, last night, Live with Matthew's stream, when I woke up in the morning, I had an insane headache, and I was sitting there thinking, but I didn't drink that much. It was like, that's just weird. And, because I was thinking, is this a hangover or something? But then, as it turns out, it was a migraine, so which I get every now and then. I haven't had one in a while. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks today, and I just could not. Yeah, I've been fighting it. I'm still, it's not as bad as it was this morning, but I'm still, my head feels like it's going to explode. And Night Breeze puts $8 in. Thank you so much.
Switch to live chat, hit the like, turn on notifications, tell your friends down with Karoga treats for Auntie and the new chat, please.
You got it, my friend. And so let's bring that up. That is the official Karoga chat number 1.
Mom, what about our cereal?
Nobody cares about cereal, Ricky! Please, miss, I need some paper tissue for...
Ah, yes. I do love that one. Thank you so much, Night Breeze. I appreciate it. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, just the migraine hit me like a ton of bricks. Don't worry. Yes, I coughed just now, but that's just my allergies. There's nothing new there. And in fact, I went to the doctor, and the doctor, they didn't give me the full-on coronavirus test. They did take my temperature and everything to make sure that I wasn't showing any symptoms, and I'm fine. And Sean puts £5. Thank you so much, Sean, and I will wait for the disembodied voice to read your comment. In the meantime, Darren says, I already read that. I think Matthew is completely insane. I'm pretty sure he is. Who was that? Not sure who you mean.
Why didn't Kurt raise shields the instant Reliant did? And why didn't he keep firing at cruise ship? Picard would have raised those shields.
Well, okay. As far as the Star Trek 2, you're right. Kirk was cocky and arrogant, and that's the whole point of that. Is that it's kind of like how Picard got knocked down a peg in Picard. That was Kirk's moment of getting knocked down a peg, because Kirk, in fact, that was a whole theme in that movie, is that, you know, he'd always just cheated his way around things and patted himself on the back for his ingenuity, and this time he got caught with his pants down. And so that was actually a great moment for him. As far as Krug, he tried. Remember, they fired the torpedoes, and then he asked Scotty for phaser power, but the systems were overloaded at that point. So, yeah. So on that one, he did try. But remember, Kirk is not a ruthless killer. He's not going to just pummel on the Klingon ship that he just knocked for a loop. He's going to give him a chance to surrender first. All right, Darren says, I believe you let the racist Matthew let life with type into your chats. Yeah. Daniel says, hey, Trigger, did you see what I sent you on Skype? I saw a couple of things you sent me, but I'll be honest, I've been down for the count pretty much all day, Daniel. I did see you sent me some stuff, though. See, I don't hate you that much, Andy Trekker. Well, that's weird. Matthews loves Senor Bird of Prey, fluffy feathered bottom is disturbing. That is true, Darth Maul. It is truly disturbing. But hey, you know, I hope that the couple, I assume that their type of marriage is legal in Kuroga, because after all, he is the Kurogan dictator. The stranger there among us had a big iron on his hip. You're yeah, I don't know what you're saying there, but I feel like I should know it. Darren says, I found out I had Corona back in November, lasted about 2 days. Are you talking about a 6-pack of Corona? Well, we can't all just get infected and just why can't we all just get infected and let this all go away? You know, yeah. Jaeger says, bravo on that video countering what Steve said. Laura also agrees what Steve was being disingenuous. Yeah, I saw a little bit of Laura's live stream today, thanks to Thomas, actually, because I didn't have the notification bell going for Laura. Whenever I see him on, I'll usually drop in and see what he's talking about, but I don't. Most people that stream, I don't have notification bells on because it would just be going off all day. And but Thomas sent me a message saying that, hey, Laura copied you, and the funny thing is, when I went to Laura's stream, yes, Laura was doing a live stream specifically talking about that Steve Shives video. However, and Laura and I texted afterwards. He actually told me he got the idea for doing the live stream after watching my video. And in the description for my video, let Rock Solid's. Is it going to read it? I think it wouldn't read it because you had too many naughty words in it, Rock Solid. Which is just like you, isn't it? And so let me sign into my dashboard and I'll see what you said. Anti-tracker. Anyway, so when I went to Laura's live stream, right at the top of the description, it said for a better breakdown of this video, and it had a link to mine. So thank you to that, Laura. If you see this, I do appreciate that. Rock Solid put in $2, says, whatever, I'm a dick, but whatever, here's $2, but I'm a dick. Well, you said it, not me. I mean, it's true, but you said it. No, thank you, Rock Solid. I do appreciate it. And by the way, you know, you're still I know Picard is over, but you're still welcome to make stuff for the channel. Just letting you know. When's the 72-hour live stream? Well, actually, I'm shooting for 24 hours, and it will be on Tuesday, the 21st is when we will start it. Wednesday the 23rd, or Wednesday the 22nd is when we will finish it. And so how long it actually ends up will depend on how long we have an audience, honestly, more than anything else. I mean, if the audience drops down to nothing, I'll stop the stream. But as long as you guys are hanging out with me, I will keep going as long as I'm physically able. Corona says, do you have the international cough? No, that's just allergies. Jaeger says, you got the cough. No, I don't. By the way, Rick May, the voice actor for Soldier from Team Fortress 2, passed away. Well, that's sad, although I didn't know Rick May, and I only played Team Fortress for the briefest of times, but that is sad. Thomas says the new super chat is very loud. I will bring the volume down on it a little bit. I did not realize that. Thank you. And in fact, let's see. Let me bring. Where's the Kroger chat? We'll bring that up. And, yeah, it's set to full volume there. Right. Hopefully that's better. I know it's a loud one as it is. So I gotta tell you that. All right. Migraines suck ass. I used to get them myself. Yes, they do suck. And the thing is, fortunately, the worst migraine I've ever had lasted me like a week. This one feels like it's starting to go down already. So I'm hoping that by the end of the day tomorrow, I'll be feeling like my old self. Chrono says, you can't spread the flu cold bug at us. It's all over the interweb at the moment. That's true. Hey, man, hope you're doing well. Thank you, Ryan. I'm hanging in there. Who's Krug? Krug is the captain of the Klingon vessel in Star Trek 3. Death Dealer says he's quoting lyrics from Marty Robbins' Big Iron. Well, I don't know that song by name, so that's probably why it sounded vaguely familiar, but I couldn't quite place it. James says, Christopher Pike spin-off series, thoughts, anyone? Well, it would certainly be better than a Discovery Season 4, and most likely better than a Picard Season 2. I actually really liked Anson Mount's Christopher Pike. And believe it or not, I actually liked Bearded Spock. I just didn't like what they did to Spock in the last episode of Season 2, and that god-awful short trek. Oh man, Life with Matthew. When you see that short trek, you are going to hurt. What are naughty words here, Andrew? Well, Kronos, I try to keep it PG for the most part, but the Streamlabs will censor pretty much anything. So in this case, since Roxala put in that super chat that he was a dick, it censored that out. And since he put it in there twice, I'm assuming is the reason it didn't actually read his super chat. Will you 3D print some space orchids? No. I need to get episode 1 and 2 of Picard done. Then I'm going to do Spock's Brain and Space Seed. Entry. Working from home, I have no time to get shit done. I understand, Roxalt, and no pressure, my friend. You're still, you may be a dick, but I consider you a friend, despite that. Do you have lore on standby to wake you by singing if you fall asleep? I do not. And Fred says, Brian Dennehy also passed away at 81. Yes, I actually did know about that. I was talking to Darren, actually, about that earlier today. Sad, but not shocking. And then Darth Ball says, did you hear about Brian Dennehy? He was the officer in Rambo 1, along with many other... Yes, he was one of those character actors that everybody knows his face, but nobody knows his name. Pianodean is in the house. Says very excited about finishing music for a big project, vocals tomorrow. I cannot wait, Pianodean. I cannot wait. And unfortunately, I probably won't have it. Well, depending on when you get the vocals to me, will determine how quickly I can get the video together. I would love to do a sneak peek of that on a Pianodean stream, but yeah, we'll have to see how the timing goes on that. And then he says, hello, fellow nerd community. Yes. LDG says, good evening, sir. Found out that I share a birthday with Star Trek. Filming started on Star Trek second pilot, Where No Man Has Gone Before, on July 19th. It was a cool coincidence I ran into today. Well, that's cool. I'm sure that no matter what your birthday is, there's some Trek event that you could tie to it. But that's cool. Again, being called a dick here is such an honor. That is true. Bird of Prey attempted to attack Kurdistan this morning, but our troops killed him. Well, that's not difficult. We're talking about Bird. Robert says, hello today. Will you 3D print Cisco's Pimp Hand, a.k.a. the Defiant? Actually, no, we're working on, I'll tell you, some good progress going on the Anti-Trekker, our official mascot ship. And let me see... if I can find, there's one picture. It does not look like any Federation ship you've ever seen because it's designed to be able to, it's a standalone ship. And I'll explain that in the future. But Harry put in $2. Thank you so much.
Good evening, youngster.
Thank you, my friend. I always love when someone can call me youngster because It makes me feel slightly less old, which is a good thing. Let me see. That's not the best shot of it. I'm trying to find a good shot of the whole ship. That's the where we were correcting the scale. I could have sworn he sent me one. No, let me see what's. Yeah, see, that's not gonna work. You won't need. I have like he sent me like close-ups of different parts of the ship and stuff that we're working on, and unfortunately, it's like I'll show you. This is well, that's not it. That's where is the stupid thing? All right, so here is the work in progress here of the anti-tracker. You can see there is shuttle bay doors on the sides, right where that green arrow is. That's a shuttle bay door. There's another one on the other side. And then these nodules here are actually rocket launchers because this is an early ship. This is actually a pre-warp ship. And I'm not going to even tell you the secret about what you see up front here because that is not what it looks like there. That big monstrous thing in the back there is actually a gigantic gravity generator. This is the first ship with artificial gravity. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. It's going to be, when the whole thing is done, it's going to be mind-blowing. All right, where were we? Let's see. LDG, I just read that. Sorry, I got my. Did you ever look to see what Trek episode came out on April 20th? There was the closest Trek, the first Trek episode I saw in first run was actually Spock's Brain. I saw Spock's Brain when it first aired. When I was actually born was after the end of the season 2 and before the beginning of season 3. And I don't want to see what I've already typed. Sorry. I guess. Hello, world. And Joe Biden donated $1. Uh-oh, we know what Bird of Prey's favorite friend. What do you have to say?
I'm looking for campaign advice and I was told this Bob person was my VP and could help if I said #beer pop or something. Can someone here help me? I'm also looking for some young kids to play with my leg hair when I go to the pool.
Sorry, I think you're at the wrong channel, Joe Biden. You really want to go hang out with your buddy Bird O' Prey 5. That's when you're thinking of Bop. That's Bird O' Prey. That's your buddy right there. You're in the wrong channel here. Although, I will tell you this, Joe Biden. If you really, really want some sound advice from me, you should get Steve Shives to be your running mate. You get Steve Shives to be your running mate. First of all, he'll be more than happy to do it because he is a hardcore Democrat. Second, he will make you look good. So do it. Let's see. And what was that? Oh yeah, I forgot. Darren did have an idea. He wanted to have Pianodean do a cover of the Lonely Man theme from the Hulk that included the lyrics "Where is Hulk?" And no, Pianodean, there are no lyrics to the song. But something like, "Oh, where is Hulk?" And we can have some fun with that. In fact, we need to talk, Pianodean, because if you're willing to, because Lonely Man is a very simple song on the piano, I assume, for you, because it's just a piano part. You don't need any other instruments. And if you could do something like that for my Hulk review, I know Darren would love it. Let's see. The USS Anti-Tracker looks like something very retro. It is. Well, that's the thing. And you're right, Cronus. It's not Federation. It's pre-Federation. The USS Anti-Tracker is a ship that is a late 21st century vessel. It actually predates Zephyr Cochrane's First Contact, but not by a lot. Looks like USS Anti-Tracker is a cellophilic ring ship to me. No, it is not, and you'll see it when I can show it in more detail. You'll understand, but it is not. Wow, if only had a brain is what. If I only had a brain is what you meant. Okay.
I got him. Great hit. Don't get cocky.
How much for a mask and when will they be available? Death to Disco.
Good question. First of all, let me play Death to Disco. Maybe. Oh no, Darren put in a... Oh, there it is. Maybe it'll play.
I got him! Great hit! Don't get cocky!
Oh, so enormous. But in the bum. Not the bum.
Wow. Wow, Darren. You're just a freak, man. That's all it is. And Thomas says, I mean, episodes that aired on April 20th throughout Trek. I don't know. You know, I never checked that. That's actually an interesting... yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I think that ship violates Roddenberry's rules of Federation starships. It does. It actually violates... Well, it doesn't violate all of them, but it violates most. In fact, it's the only starship to violate one in particular. Wow, if I only had a brain is what you... Oh, when I said Spock's brain, yeah. Yo Joe says, Carlos Pianodean says the Steve Shives response video was epic. I watched it twice. Thank you, Pianodean. I actually really enjoyed doing that. I want to do stuff like that, but I don't know what to respond to because I don't want it to just sound like I'm ragging on Steve Shives. So I'm not going to just like do a bunch of Steve Shives rant videos, but that was actually a lot of fun to put that together. So the anti-trigger isn't as advanced as the Botany Bay, yes or no? No, the Botany Bay is from 1996. So this ship is a good 50 years later. So it is more advanced than the Botany Bay, but it is pre-warp. But it is very, very fast from a relativistic standpoint. It can almost go warp 1. Ralph says, D-Culture, wish me some luck tomorrow. Go in for an anagram. And stints. Hope you were doing well. Oh, man. Well, I'm doing better than you right now if you're going in for an anagram and stints. But best of luck to you, my friend. What the folks? I'm not going to say it. With what's the... What? Yeah, you're hurting my brain there by putting F-U-X there. Beyond says, I'm pretty sure I can pull that off. Lovely man theme. Who knows Blender? I'm trying to learn it again, but I haven't had much time because of all the with the stupid coronavirus thing. It has thrown my schedule into a massive frenzy. Oh, and so and I'm sorry to answer your earlier question with the super chat about the masks. I'm hoping to have some ready very, very soon. I have the parts for several completely ready. And I'm putting it together. There's one technical snag I'm running into with it, but once that's done, then I'll have a couple on eBay to start off with. Yeah, so hopefully in very soon, like maybe this weekend. And as far as can you specifically have one, probably. I do want to try to get some made for any of you guys to support the channel to send them out. And I'll probably put something up on antitrekker.com, and it'll just be kind of a first come, first serve there. So keep an eye out there. I thought and actually what I'll probably do is put it in I'll probably put a Patreon post and an antitrekker.com subscriber post for people that want the mask. For them to basically line up, and it'll be first come, first serve as far as when I have them. Ralph says, I thought your Steve Shives piece with that on. Enjoyed it. Thank you, Ralph. Steve Shives should be the secretary of brainwashing in Kuroga. My brain turned into amino acids watching his video. Yeah, I tell you, it's amazing. The amazing thing is some of the stuff he can say with a straight face. Like when he said that Cardassians and... oh, Joe Biden puts in another $1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I have heard of Civ St. Ives, but he's mad at me that somehow I managed to beat Bernie. You see, Steve is what is known as a Bernie bro, and he also doesn't want to caress my beautiful blonde leg hairs when I go swimming. Do you want to be VP?
Well, it would be inappropriate for me to be your vice presidential choice, Joe Biden. As much as I appreciate it, that would be an inappropriate choice because I would disagree with you on pretty much all of your policies. And Steve, well, I think that you could convince him to caress your hairs. I'm pretty sure you could, actually. He'll get over it. Yeah, he was butthurt over the Bernie thing, but you're a liberal, so he likes you. And so that's all you need to do is to just go walk in and say, "Hey, I'm a liberal," and he will start stroking your leg hairs. I promise. And if Steve Shives refuses, then I will be your VP. Pianodean, it's the Sonic music that's giving me panic attacks. This stuff is hard, but as always, I come close. Really, that's hard for you? That's funny. I would have thought that, but I've never tried to play it because I don't play the piano. Darth Maul says, Star Trek Discovery premiered on September 24th, and unlike the premiere, I brought joy into the world. I was also born the same year as Wrath of Khan. Very cool. Well, so you were born in a much better year then, that's for sure. Steve who? Was he a doctor? Steve Shives? No, definitely not. That's my dirty prank for the month. Okay. I actually kind of dig the Botany Bay for obvious reasons. I don't hate the Botany Bay, but, you know, it's... but I'm just saying, as far as from a technological standpoint, the Anti-Trekker is a more advanced ship than the Botany Bay. Are there any podcast videos of the old days that are on YouTube when it comes to your podcast? Not anymore. I only have a couple of them even available anymore. That clip that it just so happens the one that I used the clip for at the beginning of the video is one of the only ones that I still have, and I may make it public again for fun. But even there, you can see Steve's arrogance when it comes to when we were talking about the wage gap. Basically, he fully admits that the wage gap is a myth, but he still wants to argue for it, even though he knows it's a lie, because why not?
Hello, world.
I got him! Great hit! Don't get cocky.
I also liked the Steve Shives critique, except for one thing. There was too much Steve Shives in it. More Strawman, less Steve.
Well, Other Charles, first of all, thank you so much for the $4.99. But let me say this. It would be wrong for me to go off on Steve Shives using strawman attacks if I was simply paraphrasing Steve, because then anybody could accuse me of doing a strawman. It's so easy, because with what Steve actually says in his video, it's pretty easy to say to see why it's wrong. So if I didn't actually show his stuff, then it wouldn't it wouldn't make any sense. I mean, it wouldn't. I'm trying to think of the right word. It just makes the argument flow better, and I know that means you got to listen to Steve Shives, but you should listen to the opposition when you're listening to a debate. You should listen to both sides, because what if I'm wrong, and then somebody can call me out on that. TNG Cost of Living is the only Trek episode I could find that came out on 420. Man, I don't even remember that one. I would rather have a baby Groot, Anti-Trekker. Well, Kronos, that stuff is coming too, and I can't wait to get back to that. Honest, and I'll tell you, this is something that I'll tell you guys right now. This is something I'm going to be doing here very, very soon. My motorcycle, I've been under this delusion that my leg was going to get better, and I'm going to start riding my motorcycle again. At this point, I know that's not going to happen. I'm probably never going to ride a motorcycle again, and I have a wonderful 1000cc motorcycle in my garage right now that I've actually done some custom work to and stuff, and I'm really disappointed that it's just sitting there collecting dust. And in fact, the battery is completely dead. I need to charge it. So I'm going to clean it up, charge the battery, and sell it. And then I'm going to use the proceeds from selling the motorcycle to get that resin printer. Now, granted, there's a delay in shipping on these resin printers because of the stupid coronavirus, but then I'll be able to print some really nice stuff along the lines of that Baby Groot and stuff like that. So That's actually that's coming this summer. I'm going to start having that merch ready, and it will also be used to print the USS Anti-Tracker. And then as I get, if I start selling some of that stuff, then I'll use that money to get a second printer, a third printer, etc., to where I can print more stuff. Because obviously I want to print stuff specifically for patrons and stuff like that, but I also want to print stuff to sell on eBay. And yeah. Admiral says, can I get a free USS Anti-Tracker right since I got you those webcasts? We'll talk when it's ready, all right? Don't place your orders yet. Commander Shutter says, I was one of the lucky ones to purchase Baby Yoda Build-A-Bear before they sold out. If you could wear a helmet based outfit, who would you be? Master Chief is my pick. If I was going to wear a helmet-based costume, you mean? Like as a cosplay? Master Chief is a good one for sure. But he's overdone. I would probably do Fat Iron Man. That would be my pick. I'd do Fat Iron Man. Good evening, Anti-Tracker fellow nerds. Hey, Live with Matthew. We were talking about you earlier with your love for Bird of Prey. We're wondering if you and Bird's marriage is legal in Kuroga. Tom says, I got the STD D7 today. It's not that bad besides the hull coloring being green. Yeah, well, the STD D7 in Season 2 actually was a nice looking model. I assume you don't mean the D7 from Season 1. What the heck was that piece of crap? Hi, Auntie. You're just full of energy today. The Botany Bay forward end always seems a bit familiar to me. Yes, because it's a submarine. I get it. I have to listen to Steve. Anti-Tracker. Well, if you want to hear a proper, and I do believe in this, if you want to hear a proper deconstruction of something, you need to be willing to listen to what's being deconstructed. If you don't, then you're being intellectually dishonest, which is something Steve does all the time. I thought we left Steve's floating in deep space. How did he get back? Good question. I think Joe Biden got him. Oh, speaking of Joe Biden, he donated another $1.
No skills, knowledge, skills, talent, experience or skills are needed to be VP. I did it for 8 years. You're even a woman with the long hairs I can sniff. We have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse no matter what. Where am I?
That's our Joe Biden, all right. Yeah, you still, I tell you, contact Steve Shives. Trust me, Joe, you won't regret it. And I also hear that Bird of Prey would actually like to run with you too, because Bird. Actually, if you don't want Steve Shives, you should have Lore Reloaded, because Lore Reloaded, he used to be more conservative, but now he's kind of gone to the liberal side a little bit. Not extreme like Steve Shives, but he is on the left of center, and he even admits it. I mean, he said it on his live stream today. So I would say, you know what, Mr. Vice President, you should have Lore Reloaded as your VP pick, and plus. He could dance for the crowds and give them some creepy entertainment. What is Steve's grievance with the military? He thinks everyone is a warmongering criminal. Because Steve is a hardcore SJW, and he's one of those people that thinks that anybody that is pro-military must be. And this is one of those things that Steve can't understand. He genuinely believes to be pro-military is to be pro-conflict. That's not true. Nobody wants war. What they want is to be prepared if an aggressor shows up, if that makes sense. And I will be right back. I need to do a nose loja.
And you think Foster's is Australian beer, but it's shit? No, we drink koala beer here. That's the good beer.
Bird of Prey. All right, so, but yeah, Steve just, he doesn't understand that you can be pro-military and not be pro-war. Cronus says, at least you learned and lived on a bike for a time. I never had the desire. Oh, I love riding motorcycles. It's the closest thing, because I grew up on a ranch, so it's the closest thing there is to riding a horse and still be, have it be useful if you don't live on a ranch. You should get yourself a trike, then you can ride again. I thought about that, but that'll be a ways, because those things are expensive. I can't afford one right now. Costly was horrible. Episode of Luxana, Troy, and Alexander, that dumb holographic program. Oh, sounds horrible. And Crow says, yay, Fat Iron Man. Yeah, I think that would just be fun. Get out of there, Auntie. How's the printing of those 500 life-size tanks and 200 battleships going? Well, it's going to take quite a while, Thomas. Live with Matthew says, can anything the dictator of Kuroga does actually be illegal? Well, that's a good question. It's obviously almost everything he does is illegal in other places. But yeah, that's a good question. They changed the name of this Season 1 D7, and I sent you a picture of it. You see, but the funny thing about that, Thomas, is that they can try to change the name, but they called it a D7 on screen. Oh yeah, it does look nice.
I got him! Great hit! Don't get cocky!
Hey, Matthew, I need Snuggles love you. You pick super chat.
Oh, there you go. Like, man, your future husband has sent you $1, so thank you, Bird. And I'll show this is. Let me bring this up for you guys to see. This is Thomas's the D7. This is the Discovery variant of the D7. You can see it actually looks like a cross between the D7 from TOS and the Katinga, but it is nice looking, I gotta say. It's one of the better Discovery ships. Maybe you can print a lowrider version of the Enterprise. That doesn't even make sense. Let's see. And I thought, oh yeah, Corona says, how much is the motorcycle worth? Probably, I mean, it's not a particularly expensive bike. With the work that I've done to it, probably between $6,000 and $8,000. Realistically, I could probably get 5 to 6. And so if I can get $6,000, that would be enough to get a printer, maybe 2. And so that would be cool. Biden's going to make Hillary his VP, mark my words. I would not be surprised, but I think Laura would be a better choice. Laura is gay now? Not that I know of. Did Steve Shives earn his subscribers? I wonder how he'd feel if YouTube confiscated half his subs and gave them to me in the name of equity. Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. But, Steve Shives he's got over 100,000 subs. And he got those subs doing basically atheist versus Christian videos. He obviously was taking the atheist side. And when that kind of fizzled out, what we referred to as the Great Debate, some people like myself started trying to focus on more nerdy topics like Star Trek and stuff, which Steve now does that too. But Steve went in the political direction, and he went full on SJW with his videos. And quite frankly, I think that was a turn for the worse for him. Andrew was talking about the military itself, but good points on needing one without the desire to use it. Speak softly, but carry a big stick. Indeed. But that's the thing. So Steve is anti-military because he sees being pro-military as being pro-war, pro-violence. That's what Steve can't separate the two. He just can't process that. Andy needs to teach Joshua to ride a motorcycle and get you a sidecar. Joshua would not want to. Chris says, still no anti-cam. No, I'm sorry. I haven't gotten it set up yet. I apologize. And Bird of Prey says, no, it's legal when I do it. Okay, so when Bird of Prey and Live with Matthew get married, it's legal. There you go. Bird of Prey says it. I miss bikes after tearing up my knees. Yeah, and that's the thing. With my knee the way it is, it's not going to happen. And Damon Nightmare says, can't believe I caught a stream. Had to be just as I was going to bed. Sorry, Damon. Sorry, my friend, but welcome. Robert says, Bird of Prey and Cobra Commander, birds of a feather, as they say. Well, that's true. And Damon says, Andrew, was Steve constantly bashing of Janeway normal from his previous... Was Steve's constant bashing of Janeway normal from his previous videos? You know, I don't remember him saying that much about Janeway, to be honest. Darren says, if Hillary becomes Biden's VP and he wins, I'd recommend Biden hire several food tasters and doubles. Yeah. Also, if he picked Bernie. Crow says, I hate fake logic. Well, then don't watch Steve Shives. And then Todd says, Shives should remove everything he owns that was developed by the military. Well, then he would just... No, he can't do that. You know. So... And Kronos is saying, congratulations to Bird, I assume, on his nuptials with Life with Matthew. We're all very happy for you guys. I hope that when you guys do get married, that you will broadcast it live on the internets, because that would just be freaking awesome. Speaking of freaking awesome, you guys are, but I do need to, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I feel like absolute crap today. So I'm going to call it there. I apologize. I know it's only been... less than an hour, but I've just wiped out this week. However, I will stream tomorrow night. We will do a game of some kind. I don't know what yet. Will you use your words or a Trek trivia or something? Depends on how I'm doing. But, or no, that's Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Gosh, this week is dragging. Oh, man, it's only Wednesday. That sucks. But next week will be nice, and it'll go by really quickly because I have some time off. Roxas says, I'm seeing my month-over-month views up about 35%, but my revenue down about 60%. Are you seeing similar numbers? Ad revenue is really weak right now, and that's because YouTube is basically giving away the store right now with the coronavirus. Some of the young men think that the war is all glamour and glory, but let me tell you, boys, it's all hell. General William T. Sherman. Yes. Nightbreeze has a great night, thank you. Chrono says, Antracker can't just normal streams. No, I can't. Today is Thursday. Don't mess with my head. Today, no, you see, you're messing with my head. Today is...
While I'm trying to get you into Warhammer 40K,
oh, wait, today is Thursday.
I do fear it going mainstream and implications that
wait,
come with
tomorrow
it.
Is...
Gatekeep or be okay
yeah, it
with
is
others.
Thursday. Wow. Man, my brain, you're right. I was thinking about that earlier today. Yeah, today is Thursday. I'm glad that's... Okay, so tomorrow's Friday. Wow. So I am looking forward to... I'll be streaming with you guys tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming a little earlier than usual tomorrow, actually, because I scheduled half the day off because... and this is kind of a cool thing. I'll tell you this real quick. Our neighborhood, now, you know, like everybody's in lockdown. Everybody's going stir crazy and all that crap. So one thing that our neighborhood decided to do was one of the people in our neighborhood owns a food truck. They're going to open up the food truck for just the people in our neighborhood, and they're just going to park it in their driveway. And so tomorrow, I'm going to take the second half of my shift off, and me, Mrs. Antrecker, and Joshua are going to walk on over and support our local food truck. So, looking forward to that. Roxanne says, see, I'm not a dick, I'm helpful. Indeed, I will retract 5 dicks. That's so horrible. Hey, Anthony, are you more excited to see Discovery Season 3 or Picard Season 2? I'm more excited for the coronavirus to just be done. So I was trying to get you into 40K. You're doomed. It's an addictive universe. You don't take it if you don't take it too seriously. Eventually, I will. Oh, okay. Sounds like Joshua's taking the garbage out. I was like, what is that noise? All right, guys. So, thank you all. I am going to wrap it up there. I will see you guys tomorrow night where we do whatever gaming we're going to do, and I'm looking forward to that because you guys are the best damn crowd on YouTube. So thanks again, and see you then.
Making your way with the nerds today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from hating JJ sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to just get laid? Sometimes you wanna go where all...
And of course, Rock Solid has to get one of those 5 dicks back by throwing that. I'm just kidding. But you know what? I'll even though you didn't ask for it, I'll give you your favorite thing in the whole world.
Hey, you want to learn about Jesus?
There's no such thing as hooker-client confidentiality.
Ah, there you go. So thank you, Rock Solid. And there's the $1. I truly appreciate it. Even though I call you a dick, you're an okay dick in my book. Which I don't really see. I know to stop.
The Trekkies know your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be in a galaxy where Star Trek isn't lame. You wanna go where everybody knows your name. Turds of a feather flock together, that's what we believe. We know a place that's got you covered, a place to get relief. Wouldn't you like to say me poo? Sometimes you wanna go where Turnistanies know your name, and old Kurogans are to blame. You wanna be where you can see Kuroga go up in flames. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
You son of a bitch, anti-tracker!
Making your way with the nerds today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from hating JJ. Making your way with the nerds today